This Kentucky Derby edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Naira Bets. Bet the Kentucky Derby by using code SGPN25 for a $25 free bet plus a $200 deposit bonus at nyrabets.com/SGPN25 and start winning today. Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. Sean stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kram?
Dog.
Oh, hello, Sean. How we doing?
Good. I see you got your plaid horse racing jacket.
I
on.
wanted to look as Italian as possible. I no chain because I want you. You don't wear a chain to the track. You don't want to get robbed.
Oh yeah, and you don't want maybe the horses take a nibble on it. I am rocking my.
I wear my real metal. A horse isn't nibbling on a chain. That was a reach.
You don't think a horse might think of chains? Just grow out and grab it. You never know. You got to keep an eye on those horses, right?
Maybe they feed him gold over in Dubai.
Well, come on. You don't think Bob Bamford trying to get an edge by feeding his horse gold? Bob Bamford is back. The Kentucky Derby is back. My horse racing glasses are back.
Congratulations.
I got these. Kramer had been using them for his Italian character, and I had to track him down. So crisis averted. I was worried I might not have them.
I thought they were the studios.
No,
so it was
mine.
more borrowing.
Okay.
What's yours is yours, and what's ours is ours. Got it.
All right. You have 50% stake in these horse racing glasses.
And yeah, like I was pulling up because I wanted to give an actual timestamp. Let's see here. Sean at oh my good 11:22 a.m. So panic must have been setting in as you were preparing for the Derby episode. Do you know where you put my horse racing glasses?
Yes.
So very accusatory and
you did put
and
them
taking
over
ownership.
There. And I found them. I found where you hid them. Yeah, this is going to be a great episode, an annual tradition unlike any other. We got 3 horse experts waiting in the pen. Enough messing around. Let's bring them on. First, we got our longtime horse racing pal. You know him from across the pond, host of the Premier League Gambling Podcast, Mr. Malcolm Bamford. What's happening, Malcolm?
Good evening, lovely boys. I am very well. How are you? I don't like to get between domestic situations, but the last time I saw those glasses, Ryan was wearing them.
Yes,
I believe on the Steffi Small show. If that clears anything up.
Thank you, Malcolm. I appreciate your honesty. And yes, Ryan was wearing them on his guest appearance on the Steffi Small Show. Great plug for the Steffi Small Show. Check her out. And she just had our next guest on as a guest on her show as well. He is just the man about town when it comes to the SGPN network shows. Joining us on the line from the Notorious OTB podcast, the Wolf of Oaklawn himself. What's happening, Wolf?
What's this no chains at the track bullshit? Like I'm the living proof that chains at the track are completely okay. I have pictures. It works. We can do it. How's it going, guys?
Here's what I'll say. Young Italian coaching at the OTB at the Meadowlands. You don't wear chains to the track, and you don't ask a man how he did on his bets. Those were the 2 lessons. So I'm passing them along. It was maybe East Coast trotter affairs only.
Good times as always, and we got a special extra guest. You know him from the Notorious OTB podcast, Barry the Sniper Spears. What's happening, Barry? Thanks for hopping on, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Ready to bet some ponies though, but I've been to the track many times, and I'm in Florida. So yeah, we don't wear chains to the track.
But now is that a heat and humidity thing? What's the concern there?
stolen,
See?
and heat by. You need heat with you, in your pocket or in the holster.
Yeah.
That's the kind of heat
That's
you need.
not. It's not the kind of
The
place
heat's in the hat.
you don't flaunt it at the track.
Yeah, and well, and
Correct.
also
Can't.
the Wolf of Oaklawn. He looks like a guy like Wolf rocking the chains. It's mysterious enough that maybe you don't want to mess him. Maybe you see Wolf and you're like, I don't know, man. That the chain is popping out from his big beard. That's a dude I don't want to mess with. So I understand that.
He has multiple elements of that's not the first guy you're picking.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lower man on the totem pole. Well, Barry, thanks for hopping on the show. How, if people are not subscribed already to the Notorious OTB podcast, which they should be, how did you get synced up with Wolf? And how'd you get into horse racing in general?
I was 8 years old.
Oh, here we go.
I used to live in Massachusetts, and my parents took us to Saratoga. I was immediately immersed in the whole scene and wanted to learn how to handicap. I sat in on a DRF seminar when I was 8, figured out how to read the racing, took off from there. I gave my dad a couple winners that day, and then I just started reading books and, betting from there on out to the present.
That must have been so exciting for your father. Like, oh my God, I have an 8-year-old who can pick winners. Imagine him getting a bumper sticker. Like, ask me about the winners my son gave out at Saratoga. My son's a horse racing handicapper.
It's a great bumper sticker.
Yeah, I can see that. And so now, how'd you meet up with Chase?
Well, he invited me on a couple of times over the past couple of years, and I had just finished up a previous podcast. My partner actually passed away, and I was really not doing anything. And Chase asked me to come on and co-host, and I was like, sure, why not? And it's been great. We've been taking off, and hopefully we can get more people on our bandwagon.
Hell yeah!
Great, maybe the best cover art in the game as well.
Yes, it's the world's first, and I would say only. There's no one's gonna try, and no one else in the market is gonna have another hip hop horse racing podcast, and they get some of the music going. I think the AI Wolf generated art again ahead of its time.
We need to find like a vinyl, like a commemorative like vinyl thing for Chase to decorate the cover of and have just some sort of It feels like the kind of podcast that should be listened to on a vinyl.
Oh yeah, very very hipster related. But
that could be a whole new industry. Sean.
Yeah,
just put podcasts on vinyl.
Maybe we do that for the Patreons. That could be fun. Some of the SGP stories, put them out on vinyl, and they're doing daily episodes now. Check them out on YouTube and Spotify. Malcolm, I saw you nodding your head. Do you remember your first big win at the track when you got initiated the track life?
Yeah, similar age to the sniper there, like maybe 10, 11 years old. But my dad and granddad were both horse bettors, so it was the first thing. It was the first thing that I gambled on, and it's the one thing that I've always kind of come back to. But I've lived Newcastle racecourses. I can put on a clear night, I can see it from where I'm sitting. They've got an all-weather track now, so they've got the big floodlights. It looks a little bit like Gulfstream Park on a nice warm evening. But since then, like I say, I've been to, I think there's 59 tracks in this country, and I've been to well over 30 of them. So I've done the rounds. I've been to lots of the big races, the big meetings. I've been to the classics, the big festivals, Cheltenham and Ascot. But yeah, I absolutely love it. In terms of big win, I do remember winning in it. At the time, it felt like a fortune, but I was about 16. I won it was like 40 quid. It was next to nothing really. But I went and, Billy Big Bollocks, I went and put it behind the bar in the pub, like for the lads. I was like, listen, put the money behind the bar, lads. Knock yourselves out. And it probably paid for like 2 pints each or something. But I don't know what I was thinking. I really thought I was flexing. But I won this 40 quid, stuck it behind the bar, said, treat yourself, boys. Age 16, having a couple of pints type, yeah. So nothing but fun.
Yeah, no, that's all. To win, I mean, winning money.
Well, and over
when
there,
you're young, it's great.
Well, I was gonna say, like, we had to like get dressed up and go to the Meadowlands to get down, because it was getting down on horses. You had to basically find your way into an OTB, and back then the way to do it was wear like your nicest pair of khakis and a button down. No questions asked.
Well, and in high school they this was, 17, 18. There was we didn't have any tracks near us, or really that close, but we did have a off track betting place. And that was the place. If you just wanted to hang out and smoke cigarettes, they would just let you do it. So if kids got a pack of smokes and were just looking to hang out and smoke, and then that kind of was like, oh, okay. Now I start seeing some of the ponies. Oh, you get $2. You can get a nice little sweat here.
That's also the great thing about horse racing. There's no unit shaming.
Yeah.
I mean, there's literally by design 10-cent bets, 50-cent dollar bets,
Yeah, no, it is truly where you can kind of make a dream come true on a small bet. You hit that the trifecta, is the superfecta. You really can turn a small amount into a large amount.
I'm a degenerate.
And perfect transition, because shout out to Naira Bets, nyrabets.com. Use the promo code SGPN25. Go to nyrabets.com. That's nyrabets.com/SGPN25. You get a free $25 Derby bet. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
And you get a $200 sign up bonus. So get in there, get signed up, get deposited. Do it now. You don't want to wait till the last second Saturday morning. And we have Friday action as well. nyrabets.com/SGPN25. Get in on the most exciting 2 minutes in sports with Naira Bets. nyrabets.com/SGPN25. We're going to be talking about maybe what we will be doing with our free $25 Derby bet. Great times as always over at Naira Bets. And of course, shout out to Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cash back rewards. And this is great because you can use your Edge Boost card to deposit over on NYRA Bets. Perfect. A synergy there. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. All right, we got 3 races we're going to talk about. We got the Kentucky Oaks, the big Friday match. You got the Derby itself, and of course, we got the bonus race here. Well, on Saturday we got race 4 and race 12. We'll be breaking down, but
day of bonus races, multiple days of bonus races.
And really, once you download that Naira Bets app, it is truly nonstop action. We have a TV basically dedicated to horse racing here at God's Eye, so we're always pulling up the app, see what we get it down on. Yeah, Kramer will just announce randomly, if you want to look at the 6 horse on TV8, I got a little action. Great way to break up the day. But let's start there. Wolf, we'll let you kind of be the lead horse, the pace horse, if you will. Race 11, aka the Kentucky Oaks, 9 furlong grade race. What's your take on Kentucky Oaks, and what do you like here?
This is what they consider to be like the Kentucky Derby for 3-year-old fillies. You've got a really strong horse here. The favorite 6-5 Good Cheer, 6-0 in the career, 3-0 at Churchill Downs. I think the horse is actually beatable though. It hasn't really been racing against very tough at fairgrounds in New Orleans, and the speed figures really kind of match that. They aren't really anything impressive. I'm playing the number 14 Quiet Side at 8-1 coming out of the fantasy stakes, along with the number 2 Simply Joking, which quite honestly, I couldn't fault you with choosing either Quiet Side or Simply Joking based off of that fantasy performance. But I love Quiet Side in this spot, trained by Johnny Ortiz. You have Jose Ortiz, who's not related in the irons here. Should get a great wide stalking trip, which should be behind a fairly quick pace. And I really like this horse to be kind of picking him up late. I'm going to play Quiet Side to win, but I'm also going to play an exacta with Quiet Side in first. And then I'm going to use the 4 Drexel Hill at 30-1, the 7 Lacara at I can't remember. I want to say 7-1, and then the 9 Tenma, the Bob Baffert horse underneath in that exacta.
Ooh, Tenma. And what is Tenma's odds? Just do you know what Tenma's odds are in and of its own right?
Why you got an eye for this horse?
No, just
okay.
I don't know if I'm going to be playing any Baffert horses in the Derby itself, but
I know you like to have
I like to have a little action on a Baffert horse.
You're 12-1 on the morning line.
Oh,
Ooh, okay. Kicking it over to our buddy Malcolm. Mal, how do you see the Kentucky Oaks shaking out? What do you like here?
Yeah, it's a good race, as well it should be. 9 of the 14 won last time out. So there's plenty of recent form to go on. It's difficult to put you off the 11, the favourite. But if you want to back that at even money 6-5, you don't need us to tell you to do it. You're not listening to this show for us to give you that out. The only negative with that horse is probably its price. Like, I don't want to back a 6-5 shot. That's not going to win me any prizes. And like Chase said, she may actually not be fully tried. That's not her fault. She can only beat what's in front of her. But she might not have been fully tested. There's a couple of long shots that I like here. The first one is number 3, Fondly, at 20-1. This horse is both undefeated and unexposed. You've got a really quite unassuming trainer here in Graham Motion. And I think he's realised how good she was. And they've kind of changed plans with her. Once they've realised how good she was, they've sort of switched what they were going to do and geared it towards this Oaks race. And Motion's a shrewd operator. He's not a big sort of flashy name. He wouldn't have done that if this horse doesn't have a chance. It's got Irado tees up. So 20-1, I like Fondly. And then the other one is the big price horse that Chase mentioned, Drexel Hill, 30-1. The form's decent. The horse has kind of been put away for a couple of months, almost hidden away, just to keep that level of ability in sequence, because she doesn't need to find tons of improvement. Really versatile running style as well. So there's a few different ways she can win. So yeah, I've got a couple of fancy ones here. Fondly, the number 3 at 20-1. Drexel Hill, the number 4 at 30-1.
Well, I like
fancy.
Fondly is
Malcolm and fancy. There are 2 words that I never thought I would hear them go together.
20-1. That's a working man's price.
That's
I do like. Nice. I mean, you got to love Malcolm's mindset. I didn't come on this show. No. I didn't call in across the pond just to give you out a 6-5. We're not wasting your time with that literal horse shit. We're giving you some long shot winners. Love it. So I think I'm working up a plan here, but we'll also I'd love to hear what you got, Barry, and also let us. How did you come up with the nickname Sniper? Are we allowed to know where you got that nickname?
Yeah, actually, funny enough, someone on Twitter, when it was Twitter, just said, you give out so many narrow tickets, we're gonna call you the Sniper. And I just took it and was like, all right, I'll put it in my bio.
I like the name.
Stuck. But Malcolm is a man after my own heart, because I am the self-proclaimed mayor of the no chalk zone. So we don't bet favorites, or I don't hardly ever. So, I like throwing it downfield, trying to get a price, and I'm going to do that in the Kentucky Oaks. I think this race has quite a bit of speed, and a horse like Tenma, who's very, very fast, but doesn't need the lead, is going to sit the best trip. 12-1 is an amazing price when I think the favorite Good Cheer has speed figures that really don't dominate this race and worthy of 6-5. So we're definitely, going away from the favorite here, but Tenma is where I'm going to the hoop.
Let's go. I do like how Barry Ryan already incorporating football analogies always helps.
Smart.
Translate it, throw it down the field. I'm not going to check it down. We don't want any bubble screens. This is a horse racing podcast, and we want deep shots. We want the dagger. We want Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith to ice the game against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Ryan, people didn't think I could do it. I referenced the Eagles on the horse racing podcast. Brilliantly done by myself.
Well done. Well done.
I think here's what I'm doing. I see and hear some consensus.
Can I finish the football analogy with Tenma?
Yeah.
What plus 350? What are we talking about? 12-point dog on a Sunday?
Yeah.
It's a nice price right there.
Okay.
It's a nice price.
So I like I'll just sprinkle all these to win. Give me Fondly, Tenema, Drexel Hill.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
what are you doing, Ryan? You like to get complicated.
Well, as you know, I've gotten deep into this horse game. That's gotten me deep into horse genetics. And when I hear all these people talking, Tenma is the child, I believe, of a Derby champion in Nyquist. I like to follow the blood. I like that we had affirmation from the expert, Sean. So I came in with a thought. It's turned into a full blown thesis, or what's the next step from a thought?
Hypothesis.
That's hypothesis. Well,
Yes.
no, be beyond hypothesis. They proved it out for me. So, I'll ride with the 9. This feels like the kind of thing I put a football size bet on. Sean.
Oh, really?
And we just call it a single shot banger.
Okay.
Circle back. Maybe I'll have a trifecta later, but I think I'm going Friday. It's Friday. We'll be hanging out. It's going to be before the Veasan show. Think about the tout session we'll have.
That will be a nice roll
on
into the Friday Night Veasan show. 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Veasan.com, Sirius XM. Kramer.
Actually, I solved it. I'm just going to take all 3 guys. We're going to have fondly 9, 3, and 14.
You mentioned you're getting into this horse racing game. Are you going to tell people what you're doing Saturday?
Saturday after the Derby. Essentially, we're running the virtual Derby. So join myself, Scott Bowser, and some other guests from the virtual horse racing world. We're going to enter the simulation.
What's the game called?
Photo Finish Live. We're going to enter the simulation, and we'll be live on our YouTube channel. So as long as you're subbing, after the Derby, 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Okay.
Let's win Scott Bowser a new kitchen, y'all. Let's get Scott Bowser that new kitchen.
Unrelated, but yeah.
Oh yeah. If you haven't seen, poor Bowser hanging out in his apartment, and I think he posted on Instagram. One of the neighbors just drove through his house.
Crazy,
insane story. The video's crazy.
It's the kind of video you see, and you're like, oh, that's an old person who forgot gas was the brake or brake was the gas. So we'll tune in. That's a great reason to tune in. Tune in and wish Bowser well on his new kitchen, and then watch us.
It's like Price is Right. We got to win this man a new kitchen,
and watch and bet on these horse races. Yes, you can bet on it. So
Photo Finish Live, very fun, a virtual horse racing game, perfect for DGens.
And if you are a DGen already in the game, DM me. I got a free roll for us on Saturday. We'll be calling it during the race, something like $300 free roll. So hit me up, DM me.
Okay, next up, we're kicking it over to Saturday, Kentucky Derby. We have race 4. It's an 8 furlong race. The Knicks Go Overnight Stakes. Wolf, what is that? What is that? Why are they calling the race that? What is that? What is the history on that? It's a dirt track. What do we like? What are we doing here?
Well, Knicks Go was a horse that was like a reclamation project, a Maryland bred, I believe, that was picked up, I want to say, as a claimer by Brad Cox. Ended up winning the BC Dirt Mile at Keeneland, I want to say in 2021. So he's got a stakes named after him. The overnight portion is unlike other stakes races where the portion, the time to enter is pretty wide. Like they cut it down to like 48 hours. You have like 48 hours to enter this race with Barry shaking his head. I fucked this up somehow.
Chime in, Barry.
What I do?
Go ahead.
Barry's on. I think he's muted.
Knicks Go was a really good horse, man. He turned into something special. But no, you're right about the 48 hours thing.
It was the 2020 Dirt Mile, the 2021 Breeders' Cup Classic.
Got it. So, all right. So Knicks Go. It's in his honor. Is that the idea there, Wolf?
Yeah, pretty much. If you're a high performing, stakes racehorse and you win some races, there's probably a good chance that you're eventually going to have like a stakes race named after you at some point.
Awesome.
Gray horse, Sean.
Yeah.
Gray horses are good luck.
They are good luck. It's large field. We got here 14. What horses we like here?
I thought that this was probably one of your better odd, chances for the entire day to catch like a good double-digit odd horse outside of the Kentucky Derby itself. And I'm looking at number 5, Keen Cat. Like Kramer, you were talking about things being in the blood. The sire here is Keen Ice. Keen Ice, you might remember, one of the only horses to upset American Pharoah in the Travers at Saratoga. So we we got a little fight in the blood there. 12-1 here. I think this horse is going to be sitting off of what is probably a pretty wicked pace. I also think that the track is going to play towards early speed, so I'm not looking for anybody who's going to be flying from pretty deep. But this horse has been running through some pretty tough races at Oaklawn Park. Has a pattern that I really like lately, which is it's improved 2 straight starts, and then it has like trouble, and it looks like it takes a step back, but it has an excuse. And I really think that King Cat can spring the upset. So I'm going to win bet at 12-1. And then I'm going to play a part wheel exacta. I'm going to use the 3 Accretive, who I believe is 6-1, along with King Cat in first place. And then I'm going to use those 2 in second, along with the 12, who let's see. It's not American Promise. It's American something or Patriot. Patriot Spirit, who I want to say is around like 6-1 here to round out that exacta. So 3-5 with 3-5-12, and then a win on the 5.
Ooh, spicy. Malcolm, what do you like here? What are you doing for the Knicks Go Overnight Stakes race?
There's only one horse that I wanted here, and it's the number 10. Implementation is the horse's name. It's a Safi Joseph inmate. Will be ridden by Manny Franco. All the horses, these, and the Implementation 6-year-old now. I think with age, the little bit of extra distance suits. One last time at 7 furlongs. But the step up to a mile, I think you'll just take a little bit longer to get organised. Has won over a mile before. And I just didn't see really any holes in his form. Won last time out. Actually, if I was to pick another one, it would be the 11 Inveigled. An Implementation beat that horse last time out. That was the form that I found strongest coming into this race. So I take 10 Implementation to beat home again, the number 11 Inveigled.
No,
I was looking at this lineage. It could be this a homer play.
Really?
From Malcolm. I believe this is a British or Irish horse. Perhaps he's just pulling for the hometown blood.
Well, yeah, Inveigled is ridden by Ben Curtis. I've seen Ben Curtis ride more winners than I've had hot dinners up here. So yeah, there was a little bit of that ride. I tried to look around for the European and the English horses, but there wasn't much to choose from really. So I had to go with my local jockey, Ben Curtis.
I like that.
So Ben Curtis story. We had Ben Curtis on a horse named Magnitude on the Notorious OTB to win the was it the Risen Star Stakes at 43-1. We love Ben Curtis. We love Ben Curtis.
We do. Yes, we do.
Shout out to Jong in the chat saying he likes Luxor Cafe, number 7 horse, LFG,
jumping
multiple
ahead of the Derby.
8 exclamation point American Pharaohs.
Jong rarely has enough time for us to give us a pick, so this must be a banger.
No, and I was texting with Jong. He might be in town, Ryan. He was seeing when is a good time to swing by the studio. Possibly a watch party, UFL championship game.
Do we?
You, me, Jong, get some pizzas.
Feels like a live stream opportunity, so other people can watch Jong watch
just
TV.
The cam on Jong watching 8 TVs, sweating out action on all 8.
Multiple tennis screens.
A true.
You know I'm a degenerate.
Shout out to you, Jong. Barry, how do you see this race? What do we like?
Yeah, we're going 6 degrees of separation from Bob Baffert. I'm going to take number 13, New King, who was formerly in the Baffert barn until the last race, had a tightener over at Laurel for this race in particular.
Real quick, explain what a tightener is to the audience. Some of the audience might not know. I do, but
yeah, it's basically a race or a prep race for the race you really want to win. That race was in the mud, and I don't really think this horse likes that particularly, but ran pretty well. And I think this horse can spring out of that race and win this one. Has the speed figures to do it. Ran pretty good against horses like Miramati out west and locked. Got thumped in that one, but was going too far, going a mile and a quarter that day. But 7 furlongs is probably where this horse is best. I'm also going to use Malcolm and Chase's horses underneath in exactas, Implementation and Keen Cat. So we're going with a win bet on New King and then exactas with Implementation and Keen Cat underneath.
This is tricky. We got a lot of advice here.
We do. Ryan, I'm sensing some consensus now. Yeah, I like
Sounds like I'm just going to do a 13-5-10 try box.
Yeah. All right. That sounds perfect. 13, 5, 10 try box, which I will also be playing each one to win. And the try box.
Yeah, taking these beautiful round pegs and smashing them into a square
when
hole.
there's some consensus, I got to get on. So 13, 5, and 10. I'm on all 3 horses with Kramer. Try box it up. I'll listen to the experts.
Okay. What I'm going to end up doing is just betting all of this probably in some way because I don't want to have the FOMO of missing out.
Oh, no one wants to miss out.
And then it'll be a problem.
Shout out to mybookie.ag is a promo code SGPN. Get in over there. We're talking Derby, but of course they get you covered NBA playoffs, MLB. I know Malcolm, big MLB guy, host on the MLB Gambling podcast. Get in over there, mybookie.ag. Use the promo code SGPN. Get you the 100% match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions do apply on that deposit bonus. But of course, mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And shout out to Underdog Fantasy as well. Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. They just added a new game, Ryan. Ladders. That's right. You can ladder.
Unreal.
Start laddering. We told the laddie daddy he was a little miffed. He's not included in the artwork for the laddering game.
Little disrespectful. Yes. We know they're paying attention.
They of course they are. CJ pioneered, our buddy CJ Sullivan pioneered the ladder experience, and now you can live it over on Underdog Fantasy, getting down on your favorite players. You can win up to 500x by cashing in on their new laddering game for the. I'll give you a Friday night play in the association. Let's go to Draymond Green lower PRA. I'm seeing an 18.5, and that is that's a little spicy. Draymond Green lower 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. And last but not least, Rhythm. Have you signed up with Rhythm yet? What are you waiting for? Get in over there. Perfect for dominating the NBA. Get your free 7-day trial today. They like the Jalen Brunson under 28.5 points. You can start building your own models, picks, props. They got it all. Very easy to set up, very easy to get going here. And it's awesome to just have some mathematical backing there. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM and use the promo code SGPN 25% off the monthly plan. SGPN 50 for 50% off the annual plan. Perfect for when football rolls around. You already got the plan paid off. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
That's a great selling point. Get the expense out of the way before the season. You basically saved money for your.
You're only paying for 6 months with Rhythm when you use promo code SGPN50. Pay it now, and then by the time football rolls around, it feels like a free roll. And of course, Naira. Bets.com/SGPN25. Here we are, the Kentucky Derby, the granddaddy of them all.
Sean, we've been doing the money bag for a bit now, so I feel like I should rattle off the inventory of horses that I have action on.
What horses do you already have a future on, Ryan?
I have Cole Battle at 30-1, who I don't believe is in the field.
No, Cole Battle's
in the field.
Yeah.
Okay, Getaway Car 30-1.
Okay.
Built 30-1, Rodriguez 30-1, which I know that there's some value in there, and then American Promise at 24-1. That was a future, not a money bag. That was intentionally bet.
Yes, I am with you. I
have 5 horses in the field. Well, I have 5 bets, not all in the field.
I forget who it was. Just some drunk listener told us he had a tip that
American Promise. Yeah.
Yes. The American Promise. So I've already bet that.
Those tips never work.
If you're a drunk guy and you come up to me in Vegas and you have a tip, I will play it. I'm spiritually obligated as a degenerate. Wolf, let's talk about it. The premier race for 3-year-olds in the world, the 12 furlong, 5 million Grade 1 Kentucky Derby. And Bob Bamford is back. What are the storylines coming into this Derby, and what do we like?
Oh, you have Cole Battle, the little horse that could, whose stud fee was $2,000, and he is trained by what appears to be a 90-year-old cowboy with Lonnie Briley. So that's a feel good story. Then you've also got Bob back. Daddy's back in town with 2 horses, Citizen Bull, and then Rodriguez. So I think it's going to be interesting. What was really interesting to me was that Barry and I disagree on this. I thought the pace for this race was going to be really, really quick. Now we're hearing that there might be a few scratches, and those scratches, if they are true, would really kind of slow this down a little bit. Plus, we're looking at a lot more rain than I think people were anticipating. So we're probably looking at a little bit of a wet track. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm not going to change my mind now, even if the speed is, going to scratch out, and if it's wet. Like, I've been talking about this horse all week, I'm going to continue to do so. My top pick is the number 14 Tistastic at 20-1. This was the winner of your Louisiana Derby, bested a pretty good horse in the number 19 in this Derby field, Chunk of Gold. Trained by Steve Asmussen, the winningest trainer in North American horse racing history, who has never won a Kentucky Derby. And he's had some favorites that have failed. I think that maybe he gets a little sneaky one in here. Now, if I have the Naira $25 like free bet,
yes,
I'm going to put 25 down on the number 3 Final Gambit. This horse has the pedigree that's suited to go this distance. It's coming off of the synthetic onto like an actual dirt surface. Usually you get a little pop in performance from that. And I really think that this could be a sneaky horse that could get up and win this thing, just because it's got a little bit more in the tank than everyone else at the end of the race. So, that'd be my free bet, the Final Gambit. And then I'll probably play an exacta where I just put those two horses on top, Final Gambit and Tistastic. And then I add in a couple of horses, the 8 Journalism, who's your favorite and probably will stay your favorite all the way into post time, as well as the number 9 Burnham Square, which is another horse I think the pedigree speaks well for handling the distance. So a win on Tistastic, the Derby $25 free bet, a win on the 3 Final Gambit, and then a 314 with 3, 8, 9, 14 exacta.
Final Gambit also trained by Brad Cox, local boy. So. Fun narrative there.
Cox. Shout out to Brad Long Cox.
Yep.
I have a feeling I would be getting down on some of these on Final Gambit, but Mal, how do you see this race? What do you like? Give us your pick, and then maybe you got some long shots, some exotic stuff. You know how we do things around here.
Or maybe my pick is a long shot, Sean. Just quickly, while you were doing the old ad reads there, I Googled Ben Curtis, and among a list of all his big race wins, it claimed that he won the 2003 British Open at Royal St George's. But obviously, and I thought that's weird, I would have remembered that. They should make a film of that. But there was a famous golfer also called Ben Curtis, and there's been some sort of interlocking thing, because there would have been more of a thing if he just hopped off his horse, knocked out the 68 round Royal St George's and won the British Open. That would have been excellent. So what I've done here is, in terms of handicapping it, I've decluttered my process. I'm letting you peek behind the curtain here.
Yes,
I've applied a little bit of Swedish death cleaning to my process, because I get a little bit intimidated, mainly by Chase, especially because we're doing American racing and it's not something I'm as familiar with as the British stuff. So I've gone back to what I know best. I've found horses that I like the profile of. I found my pace angle, and I like the closers. I think it's going to be hot up front. I learned that off Chase. So my main play is going to be the number 3 Final Gambit. I heard you with CJ this morning, Chase, and I was astonished. My eyes nearly popped out my head when I heard you say that. So I've got 16-1, but you're telling me there's bigger prices to be had on Final Gambit. That's absolutely where the Naira 25 should be going. I do like one horse you didn't mention, the number 18, Sovereignty. He's got course form as a 2-year-old, which is important. He's consistent. It's quite a straightforward handicap on Sovereignty. He was ridden very, very confidently last time out. Did take quite a long time to get going, but he'll be coming late and fast as well. As will the number 9 Burnham Square. Burnham Square took ages to organise himself last time. The only negative with him is he's had 26 days off. I wouldn't have minded him having another week. And I like Cold Battle as well, one of your anti-post bets. Cold Battle is round about 25-1. Just a slightly different profile. If the closers don't get there, I didn't want to have all my eggs in one basket. Cold Battle should be a little bit closer to the front. He might just get first run when that pace collapses. So if there is trouble in behind, Cole Battle might look himself into a place at 25-1. So yeah, it's number 3, Final Gambit, with 18 Sovereignty, 9 Burnham Square, and 16 Cole Battle for me, boys.
I'm going to steal that for the virtual Kentucky Derby broadcast. I'm going to predict that a horse looks himself into a place. I really enjoy it.
Now walk us through that phrase, Malcolm. Looks himself into a place. I just imagine a horse who ate too much mushrooms at college and like having like looking in a mirror and losing himself and like, what am I doing with my life, man? I'm having a horse midlife crisis. But what is that?
All right, so it's LUCK. We're not looking, we're looking.
Oh, lock in. Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I totally.
So he may fortunately find himself in the places, if everything. Yeah. So
okay.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I talk how I talk.
No, it's
no,
great.
we like it. I mean, it's educational for us.
Right. It would be funny if we ran captions underneath Malcolm. Yeah. just in case people don't understand, not fully fluent. Barry, first time on the sports gambling podcast. Can you shock the world and give out a Kentucky Derby winner? What do you like here, Barry?
Of course, that's why they call me the sniper.
Let's go.
But yeah, we're going to the well once again. I like number 4 Rodriguez for Bob Bamford. And I think, and this is how I'm going to lay this out. I think this horse has here's a football reference, lead blocker. The number 1, Bamford's other horse, Citizen Bull, has to go to the lead. Rodriguez has to follow. And I think that's going to be the trip. And he's going to take over somewhere near the top of the stretch and run away from him. That being said, I'm going to go to that horse and Journalism as my $25 free bet. Just a straight cold exacta. Rodriguez, Journalism. And then for my exotic, I'm going to use Journalism and Rodriguez on top in a trifecta with both of those horses. Then Luxor Cafe. The 9 horse, Burnham Square. The 11, Flying Mohawk. The 16 Cole Battle, and the 19 Chunk of Gold. So for 50 cents, that's only a $30 ticket.
I like this.
This is great.
This is artwork, right?
It is. We're watching one of the great masters paint.
You know what it's like? This is like Goodwill Hunting when he's figuring out that equation on the wall.
The equation.
I like them apples.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a 50 cent trifecta.
Beautiful. I'm gonna now. I have to tail this, Sean. We have to tail this.
I'm sorry. Did I interrupt? Okay. There's like 9 horses.
No, we're good. That's what we had. It's. I'll do the numbers. It's 4-8 over 4-7-8, 9-11, 16, and 19 for the try.
Got it. Fun. I mean,
I like that. Learning terminology too.
And he's nailing it, Barry. Great job. So for me,
I have written down Bob Bamford revenge game.
I know you have to.
That's it.
What?
That's it.
It's totally a revenge. I have 30-1 on Rodriguez, Sean. That would be delightful.
So I'm going to start there. Obviously, we already have our American Promise, but as I'm counting my units, that one's off to the side. I'm not even counting that. And
by the way, it would push tips in our DMs to like 0% all time. Just tips never work out.
No,
just gotta start ignoring them.
So for me, I'm just gonna tail what the guys like and do it in a try box. Tistastic, Final Gambit, and Rodriguez all the win, and then in a little try box there because I love the revenge game aspect. The Bob Bamford back. Cue the Undertaker gif. He's back. Yeah. He's here. Rodriguez is gonna bring him glory. Final Gambit. I thought. Just
great name.
Well, and also
great name.
Just the fact that Malcolm likes him to win and Chase likes him for his free bet. That to me is a hammer right there. That's all I need to hear. And then Tistastic, I like because why not? I'm gonna ride with Chase there. Tistastic. I would have to remember all the reasons that Chase gave out there, aka the Wolf. But hey, that's why I don't have to remember this stuff. I just play what these guys like, and hopefully we cash some winners. Kramer, what are you doing?
If you had to guess, Final Gambit, what is the name origin?
Ooh, Final Gambit.
I assumed one thing, but I was drastically wrong.
I think of it almost Gambit. I think of like fantasy board games, but
interesting. I would have assumed chess.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But according to the internet, per the Courier Journal, it's a fighting move in Pokemon.
Oh, really?
So
I wonder if that's where he got it.
Well, that's that. This article is about where the name came.
And he said that's where he got it.
I could be wrong.
I mean, that's
could be wrong. Yeah, I don't know. It's certainly an interesting name.
Now
I like the name very much so.
Mal, do you ever do you factor the name at all into any of your handicapping? And has there been a horse you liked, but the name scared you away? The name spooked you off. Has that ever happened?
No, the name hasn't spooked me off. My two kids have got names that are very common in horse racing, so it cost me a fortune to back them. I've got a Bob and I've got a Betty. So you see, they're quite common. My mum backed anything with the name Bobby in it. Her dad was Bobby, and she backed anything with the word silver in it because her mum, my grandma, was a silversmith. So anything. Sometimes you'd end up back in 7 or 8 in the field out of a 12-horse field. You get a couple of bobs and a silver in there. It would get expensive. But no, I tend not to back anything reds. And it's a football thing. It's Manchester United, Liverpool, our local rivals, Sunderland. So anything red, I'll steer away from.
It's like somehow in Malcolm's family tree, a couple generations gets you back into like the 1600s.
Yeah, no, silversmith is that's a real job. We've come pretty far to just being on Zoom talking about horses.
I don't know how far
actual jobs.
I mean, you have to go like 8 generations to get to a smith. Anything in my family tree.
Wolf, I tweeted out and maybe. I don't know what the setup if it's easy enough to play the video, but I tweeted out from @Gambling Podcast. There was I don't know where it was from. It was maybe like a minor league baseball game or whatever, but they called it like a grandparents race where they put all these old people in the actual like paddocks, and then they had them run, and it was a fun race. Obviously a lot of old people falling down. And it's
messed up. The dirt's trickier than you think.
Especially if it's a grandparents race, some of these people might break a hip. But I tweeted out, "Hey, who would win in a SGPN race?" And Wolf was already starting to handicap it. But Wolf, who is your winner of the SGPN race? If the entire company had a race, who's the favorites? Who are some intriguing long shots? We do have former D1 athlete Patty C. Kramer played some rugby in football.
At a Division I school.
Rugby, I obviously beat him. I beat him in a 40-yard dash. There's a lot of ways to break this down. Any insight onto who would win? And go to our X feed @Gambling Podcast. Watch the video just to do yourself a favor, and feel free to chime in on how you see the race shaking out.
I think Scott, what's his name? Scott Reichel. He's got a level of arrogance that's like, I'm fast and I fucking know it, you know. So he's got a little bit of that swagger with him. So like I think he got a sleeper with Scott Reichel.
And Barry, new to the team. I don't know how Barry would shake up. Also, Ryan Gilbert, very tall. If it becomes a photo finish and he's leaning forward, the fact that he's going
to be slow out of the blocks.
Yeah,
he's going to need the race to be a little longer.
Yeah. I would give myself a fighting chance. Mal, where would you? I put myself at let's say like 9-1, depending on my draw. Depending on if I'm up against the rail, I don't like that. Put me in the middle. That's my sweet spot. But Mal, any insight on the SGPN race?
If it was in 1988, I would quite fancy a tenner on myself to win. But no, I've probably a little bit past my best. I'll be honest. I would have said the Summer of Love '93 was my peak. But yeah, it's been a long time since I've been in any way competitive over 60 yards.
Summer of Love 1993. I've never heard Summer of Love being named 1993 being the summer of love. Is that just
No, it's
you?
his summer of love.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean
It was
everyone.
my summer of love, yeah.
Yeah, I mean I'll know. You know,
It's peak
2001
Malcolm.
was a great year.
All right, good times, gentlemen. Thank you for hopping on.
Who's your pick?
Who's my pick?
Officially.
Mm.
It's got to be someone on the younger side, right?
I think.
Do we have any actual like legit young athletes?
I honestly would say I think Steffi might have a shot because if we're talking about she's on the younger side, she actually exercises, which puts her ahead of, I feel like, of a lot of our hosts, judging by some of their and
define exercise.
Well, right, exactly. She's actually, I mean, I've seen her post from the gym, which separates her from every other guy at our network, I think. So I would go.
Matt
think
Gannon.
Matt, you know what? Yeah,
he's young.
Matt is a young guy. I think it would be Matt, Steffi, and then who else? Who else is in
young
there?
guys? Just all young guys.
Yeah, Dom, new host of the Golf Gambling Podcast.
Although I feel like
we
might be able to get this situated. Like I'm sure we could get on a track.
All right. Yeah, tell Derek.
At least me and you.
Yeah.
Get that side by side race you've been craving.
Oh, I'm anytime, any place, Ryan.
Okay.
You know how it works, and you can kick your 50-yard field goal as well. We can kill two birds with one
47 yards, but sure.
All right, gents. Thank you, Ryan. What's your official winner
of the race or of the Kentucky
SGPN?
I think it would be Matt Gannon.
Okay.
I've never seen him do anything but swing a golf club.
But I met him. Meeting him in person, he definitely seemed like he works out a bunch. So he would be up there as well. And did you give out all your final plays, Ryan? Anything else you want to give out?
I like how you casually just called him hot there. He's a young guy.
You were the one who mentioned it. I was, if anything, just agreeing with your take. Thankfully, we don't have an HR. So
what do you mean? Is that an offense? Am I uncomfortable situation? All right. So as we said, I have tickets on. I have 30-1 on Cole Battle and Rodriguez. I have the American Promise ticket. I like everything that everyone has said. So we're honestly the sniper trifecta. I'm just gonna fully tail that.
Yeah.
I might make it $1 though. I'll probably do it for more than I should. And then I'm gonna take Rodriguez, Final Gambit, and Tiztastic. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna play the Megatron expert trifecta.
Let's go. Appreciate all the.
And if I hit one of these money bags, the money bag is back forever. We're doing a money bag every show for next year's Derby.
Let's go. And of course, make sure you get your $25 free bet and sweet bonus there. nyrabets.com/SGPN25. Big thanks to our panel, Barry, the Sniper Spears, and of course the Wolf of Oaklawn from the Notorious OTB podcasts, and of course Malcolm Bamford, buddy from across the pond. Make sure you subscribe to the Premier League Gambling Podcast and the MLB Gambling Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Gentlemen, thank you for hopping on and best of luck. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Photo finish live virtual Kentucky Derby, 5 p.m. Saturday. Check it out.
Kramer, let it ride.